Welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship, where building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collide, but it doesn't divide. Man, I got a good one for you. So this episode is going to be called More Opportune Season, and the reason why we're going to go into pretty much how the enemy would really try to attack you at your lowest. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when Jesus was tested in the wilderness, he he ended up the Bible verse actually said, well, not actually said, but I'm gonna pretty much paraphrase with a street reference. Um, Pretty much the devil ended up spinning the block for a better time. The the head is licked. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and we're gonna dive deep into it. But in today's episode, we're gonna discuss how the devil would prefer to come out at you out of pocket in his most opportune season. So pretty much, like I was saying, like the whole he pretty much attacking you at your lowest. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, and I can go into like my own personal story where like there's been times where man I wanted to quit, man, and I'm not even just talking about just business, stocks, faith. I'm talking about just quit everything, bro. Like depressed, quit. Like you get what I'm saying? It's like those those waves of life, or like when things just happen back after back after back after back, and it just seems like you can't catch a break. Like those are those defining moments, and those seasons you're really going to see. It's what really happens. Really is going to impact you. You get what I'm saying? So we got a few examples to digest today. Um, we gonna first take a look at Matthew 4. When we're not gonna go into like the actual verse, but you go read it. I love the Gospels, man. I love the New Testament. The Old Testament be dropping some wisdom, but the New Testament, man, the peace wisdom is right there, dog. I'm trying to tell you. But we we're gonna talk about Matthew 4, and we're gonna look at it from this aspect, like okay, like the devil really waited 40 days to tempt Jesus. And it's like, you got to think about it. Like, Jesus was fasting at that time. So it's like, when you put it into perspective, like, dog, cuz was like, he was hungry. Like, Jesus was hungry at the time. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at it, like, 40 days without eating, bro, like, I can't even think to go a whole week. You get what I'm saying? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 40 days, more than a month. That's past like actual, you get what I'm saying? Like at that point, you gotta think about it. He was probably like suffering like severe hallucinations, this and that, like just like off the like the mentality of like the human brain and how like you need to like fuel, you know what I'm saying? So but it hit because the first Adam wasn't spiritually mature to the point where Jesus was, because the enemy knew he couldn't tempt him on that first day or even the first week. Shoot, he couldn't even tempt him on the second or third week. You get what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that type of perspective, it's like, man, like I know people probably look at myself like, or look at themselves like, how can I compare myself to Jesus? But like that's the whole point of this whole faith walk, is walking like Jesus. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta sometimes put yourself in his shoes, or in the predicament and conversations that he had, to really drain wisdom and insight from it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna hop over to Luke 4. In Luke 4:13, when the devil had finished every temptation, he temporarily left into a more opportune time, and that was the AMP version. This is Luke 14 in the ASV version. And when the devil had completed every temptation, he departed from his season for a more for a ooh, ooh, let me repeat that. And when the devil had completed every temptation, he departed from his seat for a season. That's from the ASV version. So he pretty much left for a season or a more opportune time. So like he tried testing him 3 times. That joint didn't work out. Cause it's like, all right, bet. I'm out trying to spin the block. So he already spent it 3 times for we won't be technical. So when you put it into like that type of perspective, it's like dang, like he really have had to set Jesus up to really get him. And even at that, he still didn't get him. You get what I'm saying? Like that was the whole that like why like when you break it down into like a perspective like that, it's like dang, they realize how to sneak Jesus, bro. That's crazy, bro. They realize how to backdoor him and everything. Like that's crazy. But we ain't it crazy that the devil or the enemy is so strategic that he would rather spin the block than leave the scene for people he can beat in another season. So it's like he might try you in a low season, but it might not be your lowest season. You get what I'm saying? So like he know I he might got this dub right now, but he don't even know I got a test for him or God got a test for him in 3 years. He gonna end up losing his job. He gonna get into a bad accident, can't walk anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's when like your faith is really being tested in those dark times. And I know different people go through different scenarios and different situations, but there's so much knowledge from a book or a different person's perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even gotta be from a book. It can be like from a podcast or a business story. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at other people at their low times and then you come up with your own like you try to factor in, okay, we kind of got this and similar, but at the end of the day, I'm still going what I'm going through. But you can still like withdraw facts from this stuff or withdraw like, oh, they did that. Like I'm gonna start journaling. Oh, like keep it a buck with you. Like when I started journaling, um, doing a 5 year journal from that I got from Craig Groeschel. Um, I started doing that, John, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, like, keep it a bug with you. Like this whole podcast actually came out of it because it's like I was listening to my books and podcasts and stuff like that, but I wasn't like taking notes. So like I probably didn't take notes for like the first 3 years. I was like actually doing it. Then I really started listening to podcasts and everything for about a year and some change. Um, I want to say I started taking notes late 2023, if I'm not mistaken, late 2023. And it taking notes and recording my day to day, seeing where my low points were and how God fulfilled those low points really added a different perspective from my life. You get what I'm saying? So it's like people think like, oh, you journal like that's soft. Like nah, bro. Like you gotta think about it, bro. You ain't gonna remember every single detail. So it's like when I like I take notes about like me and my family going to the park, me or my wife accomplishing something or this and that. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like when you add all of those little stuff and then add like your prayer, like Lord, I pray for more wisdom. Lord, I pray for more discernment. Lord, I pray for more guidance in the season. Lord, I pray that you even get me out of the season. Lord, I pray that um, you deliver me from this situation and help me overcome this hill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't understand. Like you can definitely learn from other people's mistakes slash life. You know what I'm saying? So when you put it in that type of perspective, it really hit. It really do hit. I love this quote from PD. He knows he can't stop you long term, but if he can stop you enough to make you quit, he wins. So it's like it really hit for me because there's been multiple times where I blew up accounts where below 500, 200,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. The most I lost was 30K. But um when those moments really hit, I really wanted to quit and give up on trading. But every single time I thought, in 5 years, would I regret that decision? So it's like, if I see Apple stock at $100, bro, in 5 years, that Joan did a 10-for-1 stock split and it's at $350 a share. That's basically $3,500 that you could have flipped from 100. You know what I'm saying? So it's like times that by 10, times that by 1,000, times that by 100,000. Like there's so many ways. Like even if you the thing that I really love about the stock market, like all you have to do is probably listen to two to three, two to three, 20, 30, maybe 45-minute radio shows, news, articles, all of that. Like if you factor in like 2 or 3 hours a week to learn stocks and business and news and keep up with the dates and stuff like that, you can really you can invest but not really be invested into it. Like you can let your money grow. Like you don't even gotta do options. You can rely on just do dividend paying stocks, growth paying stocks, deposit like $50 to $100 every paycheck. And by the time say you do that till you're 20, by the time you're 50, you can like don't get me wrong, you're gonna go through ups and downs, but like don't don't sell. Don't sell. Just keep it. Don't sell. Make it your long term and don't sell. But it, I think about all of that. Like, dang, I would have had quit. Dang, I would have lost this. I would have lost that. But yeah, it's crazy. He most definitely will make you quit. And if he makes you quit, he wins. So don't quit. Don't give up. Keep grinding. Like no matter even if you two and I'm gonna go about to go into it. No matter even if you 2, 5, 10 years into your dream or into your faith vision or into what God really calls you to do, don't don't quit, man. If God really called you to do it, don't quit. And we about to go into a whole thing. But like just like I was saying, like that means no matter if the dream takes 2 days or 20 years, applying the word and staying faithful in our Abba should be our main goal or objective. Like think of it like this. God's our bodyguard, ready to bust back at the enemy or the devil whenever you're at your lowest. Like I can't even tell you how many times I done prayed and I genuinely felt like a hand on my shoulder, like spiritually. Like I genuinely felt Jesus was right there with me and like I'm talking about I'm bawling out tears in my daughter's room, like going through it. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you definitely when you have a dream and you're not seeing any progress in that dream. So it's like those are some low times. Like it hurts to have a dream, not see any progress in that dream, and then go through some drama to get to that dream. So it's like, say you have a dream and you try to make a meal but you ain't even got $100 in your bank account, or you live in paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And then you get fired like that. That's adding on to some, or say a family member gets sick and you gotta actually take care of them and be out of work and have a financial strain on you, and then you know what I'm saying? That's when the enemy will attack you at your lowest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I love this quote right here from PD. How long are you willing to incubate that vision? And I think he was talking to DeMarcus Murray when he was um having his little his what was it? His Bible study on Wednesday. Thrive. That's what it's called. Thrive. I couldn't get the name out of my head. Uh, but he was having Thrive, and he was talking about pretty much like one of his homies he was talking to at his church that he runs uh slash planted. One of he was having a conversation with his homeboy, and his homeboy was like, "Man, PD, I ain't even gonna lie to you, but like it's crazy to see you." I'm paraphrasing. It's crazy to see you like rely living out your dream. Like you was talking about that joint 10 years ago, 5 years ago, like and you actually living in it. And PD was like, "Yeah, I, I'm not sure who he was talking to, but he was like, yeah, uh, but you see how long I had to incubate that dream. So like that means going through 5, 10 years with some drama. Like, okay, just because you're 14, 15, 16, but you might go through 10, 15 years of drama. You might not touch your first meal until you're 30. But like if you go the right way, you could touch a meal and you could still be alive. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when you put it's gonna take time for your dream. It's not gonna come overnight. Nothing comes overnight. At least nothing good comes overnight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you have when you have a dream that God really believes in, that you believe in God for and believe that God has spoken to you, then you're gonna incubate that dream for however long, no matter if it takes 5 years, uh, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Shoot, I love this one quote from it was from The Chosen. I'm not sure which episode or season, but the dude asked him, "Why you believe in a God that that's not like here?" He was like, "Man, he look out for me, dog. I don't know about you, but my God, my Abba look out for me." So it's like you really it takes generations sometimes to fulfill God's dreams. And just because you might not see it in today's culture or in today's society or in your family today, you can see it in 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and like, you got to think about it. Like, this is the last part we're going to go into. Cool. I'll go ahead and wrap this on up. But like Paul, he went through so many layers of adversity that he had to endure throughout his ministry. So it's like I got a list right here for you guys. So it's like he he was whipped with lashes 30. He was whipped with 39 lashes 5 different times, beaten with rods 3 different times, pummeled with stones 1 time, shipwrecked 3 times, adrift at sea 1 night and 1 day. Journeys were frequent, danger from rivers, robbers, his own people, Gentiles, danger in the city, danger at the sea, danger from false brothers, people trying to snake him, toil, hardship, sleepless nights, many of them, hungry and thirsty often, and cold and exposed. Oh, one more. And the pressure of anxiety for all the churches daily. That was a long list, like dog, like and like to see Paul write out a good chunk of the New Testament. That's why I really love the New Testament because it's like when you put into his different perspective, yo, and like he went through all of that, bro. Like he went through all of that, bro. Like, yeah, you can't tell me, and I'm not saying people don't go through different stuff, but like, cuz went through all of this for Christ, bro, and still was successful in planting churches and businesses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love this quote from PD. I know I probably quoted PD all this jump, but I love PD, dog. He changed my life. But if it's God, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easy. And it hits because it's like, man, that's life. Like, I can't even tell you how many times life and a certain situation happened, and yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy. Like, that's faith. Like, you walk by sight. I mean, you walk by faith, not by sight. And it's like, I can sit here and make up 20 parts on multiple come up stories I done heard, and to get to like the meat of the bone of like business and stuff. But like, you gotta think about it. They had to go through the mud to get to the flowers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the rain had to come before the you the rain had to come before the flowers had to bloom. So you gonna go through your storms. You're gonna go through life. You're gonna go through so much adversity. But like, you cannot let the enemy attack. You cannot let the enemy win in the most opportune season. So like, no matter even if you at your lowest, bro, I can't even tell you how many times I done heard people be like, bro, I remember I was about to quit, but a week later, go check out Steve Harvey's come up. Like, he got a phone call, boom. Go check out Under Armour's come up. Go check out Icy Hot come up. Go check out um um uh um um Rolls Royce come up. Like, go check out, like, you got so many different businesses out here, but Nike come up. Like, you got so many businesses and faith stories and leadership stories out here to rely learn from. But yeah, you take other people's lessons and stories, and I'm not gonna say turn them into your own story, but like, extract those principles and values where you can get to your own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Billionaire Discipleship. We're building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Like and subscribe. Thank you.